Wolves 1, Liverpool 2. Arnie Slot's men go top of the Premier League table. Hey guys, watch the channel. Welcome to another video. Yes, today's video is going to be the instant match reaction to Liverpool's 2-1 victory tonight over Wolverhampton Wanderers. It wasn't the easiest of victories. It wasn't the cleanest. It wasn't the most convincing. It really lacked in quality, in all honesty. It was really frustrating at times. It was really annoying at times. But the bottom line is, Liverpool get the job done, get the 3 points, and they are sitting pretty at the top of the Premier League table tonight after, of course, Manchester City dropped points earlier on in the day to Newcastle. We're going to be talking about this game. We're going to be talking about the 2-1 win and everything else in between. But before we go any further, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things are always and very greatly appreciated. Get involved in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts, your comments, opinions, predictions, feelings. Whatever you want to call it, that will make for great and interesting reading on this video, on this instant match reaction to Liverpool's victory tonight. All of that stuff I'm sure will make for great and interesting reading. So please do use and abuse that comment section, people. Talk to me on this. And as always, your continued or even brand new support is always amazing, awesome, and very much appreciated. So thank you very much for all of that. Right, without further ado, let's go on with talking about Liverpool tonight. And in all honesty, it wasn't the best, was it? It wasn't the greatest of performances from the Reds. It wasn't the most convincing. It's pretty shocking, in all honesty. It pretty much occurred how I dreaded it might have occurred. Wolves, as we know, were going into this game, haven't won a game all season. In all honesty, they've only picked up one draw in their opening 5 games of the Premier League season before coming into this one. Sat joint bottom of the Premier League. I said in my pre-match predictions video that this could potentially be a banana skin because we only had a bit of a case study in Nottingham Forest a few weeks ago. Forest, not a lot of people are expecting Forest to get anything out of Liverpool. If anything, Liverpool were expected to win that game and continue their impressive start to the season. But, as we know, a Callum Hudson-Odoi goal proved to be a killer for the Reds, stopped their momentum, and ended their unbeaten start to the season. I feared that this could potentially be the same if Liverpool didn't turn up to this game with the kind of enthusiasm and professionalism that this game deserved and required. But as it turns out, despite Liverpool not exactly getting out of second gear in the entirety of the game, we didn't need to win this game. Now, this won't happen every week. This is no way, shape or form sustainable. And I'm hoping that against Bologna in midweek and when we return to Premier League action next week, I'm hoping and I'm praying for better in terms of performance, a better performance in those games, and I'm hoping that we step up our level because we got away with it tonight against Wolves. But if this had been against better opposition, with all due respect to Wolves, we may have ended up dropping points tonight. And in a day in which Arsenal had to leave it late to beat Leicester, in a day that Manchester City dropped points to Newcastle, as I previously mentioned earlier, this was a massive advantage that Liverpool had to take. And yes, by the final whistle, we did. But it could have been so different. It really could have been so different on another day. There were a number of shocking performances from front to back. Don't think Alisson Becker really had a lot to do, in all honesty, apart from pick the ball at the back of the net for a very sloppy goal conceded, which we'll get onto a little later. Trent didn't have his best game, but I thought defensively he was solid yet again. I thought Konate, for moments in the game, was really, really good, and then he gives away the goal and then he completely loses his head after that. Only redeems himself very, very late on. Thought Van Dijk was okay. Robertson was, I don't know, I didn't even know. Like, Robertson wasn't great again, but I don't think he was the worst player on the pitch. McAllister was decent, showed a few nice touches. Gravenberch, man of the match, and you know, it's hard to argue against that. He was amazing yet again. He was probably the best player. Well, he was the best player on the pitch, hence why he got man of the match. But you know what I mean. He was definitely the best player on the pitch. and again continues what has been a phenomenal start to the season as far as what the Dutch midfielder is concerned. Luis Diaz seemed to go back to a bit of factory settings tonight. Unfortunate, but you know, maybe he is allowed a one-off game. I guess we'll see how that develops. Mohammed Salah was dreadful. He masked his performance by scoring from the penalty spot, but tonight he was absolutely dreadful. His passing was abysmal. His passing was absolutely abysmal. There were a couple of times where we could have got in on Wolves on a counter-attack, and his passing was just awful tonight. I don't know what was going on with him. It was like it was like he'd been possessed or something. It was shocking from him. Szoboszlai is developing into a real concern. Another shocking display from him tonight. He wasn't great at all. He is developing more and more into a advanced Jordan Henderson, in my opinion. Is that harsh of me to say? I don't know. I don't know if it is or not, because I've not seen anything from him in these opening few games. There have been moments where he's looked okay. There have been moments where he's done something good or decent. But tonight, just non-existent. Just absolutely non-existent. And I don't know if it's this new role. I don't know if this is something going on behind the scenes. I don't know if he's just adapting to Arne Slot's system or not. I don't know what it is. I don't know if something's going on in his personal life. Don't know if he's carrying an injury. Whatever the case may be, Dominik Szoboszlai is not feeling it right now. And that is developing into a major concern. For me, take him out of Bologna. Take him out of the next Premier League game we've got. And go again after the international break if needs to. Because it just isn't working for him right now. It's just not clicking for him right now. And I don't fully understand why. And Diogo Jota, look, he sets up the goal for Konate. Brilliant crossing by Jota. And he puts himself about a bit tonight. But, again, similar to Robertson, I don't think he was great. I don't think he was poor. I think he was somewhat just below maybe mediocre. Something along them lines. Maybe his assist kind of masquerades that a little bit. But, yeah, it just wasn't a great performance tonight from Liverpool. None of the subs really did anything, in all honesty. It was just a game that just lacked. It just lacked enthusiasm. It lacked passion. It lacked aggression. It just lacked tenacity. It lacked tempo. It lacked everything. Even from the Wolves side of things, the later the game wore on and you're thinking, Liverpool might be here for the taking here. Wolves were so rigid in how they played, and they didn't even throw any extra men forward. They were losing 2-1 and they didn't seem to really care. They didn't seem to want to try and be adventurous in the hope that maybe they steal something from the game. It was poor on both sides, in all honesty. And like I say, Liverpool get away with it. The overarching quality shined through, I guess you could say. But there was a bit of luck involved, and there was obviously a lot of Wolves shooting themselves in the foot. So we'll talk about the first goal, Ibrahima Konate. Like I say, Wolves had the better of the first half, in my opinion, but there were moments where Liverpool looked to try and regain control of the game. And then right on the stroke of half-time, a corner gets worked out, and then Liverpool keep the ball moving, they keep the move alive, they work the ball down the left-hand side, Jota's cross, and it's a powerful header from Konate. That's too hot for Sam Johnston in the goal, in the goal of Wolves to handle, and Liverpool draw first blood in this game. Happy for Konate, very happy that he gets his Premier League goal. Great, well taken goal as well. Just what we needed going into half time. And you're thinking from there, Liverpool should be able to kick on now. Liverpool should be able to kick on from there and really put this game to bed in the second half, because they had half opportunities. But like I say, the passing from Salah was off. The pass from Szoboszlai was off. The final ball was off. Szoboszlai, by the way, had a glorious opportunity moments before Konate scored, where he really should have hit the target. He did hit the target, but he really should have hit the back of the net, in my opinion. Look, is it a world-class save? Is it a gilt-edged chance missed? I'm not 100% sure, in all honesty. I'm leaning more towards it's a horrific miss. I really am. It's a fantastic save from Johnston, but if he just angles his foot outwards just a little more, surely that just goes into the back of the net. Even if it does take a slight deflection off of Johnston on the way in, like, surely he puts it in the only place he can't. You know what I mean? Like, he puts it... It's a fantastic ball in by Robertson, and Liverpool should really be 1-0 up through Szoboszlai, but he puts it in the one place that he really can't afford to. And in the end, the chance goes a-begging for Liverpool very early on, but Liverpool did eventually take the lead through Konate. You're thinking Liverpool should then go on to put this game to bed. But Liverpool, again, were very lacklustre and lethargic in the second half. They're just knocking the ball about. They're just jogging. They're taking it like it's a training session. And then the inevitable happens. Wolves get a goal. And it's an absolute gift of a goal. There's a miscommunication between Alisson and Konate. Alisson doesn't come out for the ball. Konate's kind of shielding it. It's never going to run out of play. So he's kind of shielding it for the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper's never coming. The Wolves player, who I forget now, manages to out-wrestle and out-maneuver Konate, wins the ball on the byline, cuts it back, and from there there's a bit of pinball, and it breaks for the Wolves player, who sticks it into the back of the net. Aït-Nouri, who was probably better than Robertson, probably proved why we should have probably gone in for him in the summer. But what the hell do I know? It was a shocking goal to concede. Absolutely, especially when you consider like our defence has been the best all season. We've only conceded one goal before then, all season, and then we concede a goal like that because Konate has a brain fart. Alisson, there's no communication there between goalkeeper and defender. There's then a bit of pinball. There's a little bit of luck involved, but at the same time, you make your own luck, and Wolves obviously got the goal that... it's hard to say they deserve without really testing the goalkeeper, but the longer that obviously Liverpool played around and messed around, you could probably argue they did deserve it, and the inevitable was coming, to be honest. But then, of course, probably a mere minute later, after the very lengthy check by VAR for seemingly no apparent reason, they said it was like a handball in a build-up. Not 100% sure where that handball would have been, but after a lengthy VAR check, the goal is given, the goal is confirmed. And then Wolves shoot themselves in the foot. A cross comes in, and Nelson Semedo wrestles Jota to the floor. And you're thinking, what have you just done? You've just been given a lifeline back into the game, only to then shoot yourselves in the foot and throw it all away again. Now, granted, I will say this. I obviously knew Mo Salah was going to be taking penalties. Of course we did. But I was convinced he was going to miss, because he was shocking all game. And usually when Mo has a shocking game and then has a penalty to somewhat redeem himself, he normally misses. But to be fair to him and to give him credit, he dispatched it very, very well and very convincingly. He hammered it beyond the goalkeeper, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. And yes, Liverpool win by 2-1. Liverpool go on and see the lead out. Again, like I say, the later the game wore on, Liverpool had a couple of half opportunities but didn't really take them. Wolves didn't really threaten Liverpool after that, which was the strangest thing. They may have had like one or two, again, half opportunities, but they didn't really threaten the Reds at all. The game was stopped momentum-wise by some cheap free kicks, I felt. I thought the referee had an okay game, but I did feel like some of the decisions were a little bit inconsistent, in all honesty. Especially, I think Luis Diaz had one in the first half where he kicked the ball away, nothing doing, but yet Trent got one in the first half. Mario Lemina absolutely clotheslined Luis Diaz in the first half to not get a yellow card as well. There was just some strange moments in the game that occurred from the referee's point of view, but nothing too serious to be looked at and to be blamed upon. But other than that, it just was a boring game, in all honesty. It wasn't the greatest game whatsoever. It was kind of slow, lethargic, and like I say, just lacked any kind of excitement or any real high tempo to the game. It wasn't anything to write home about. It wasn't a Premier League classic by any stretch of the imagination. But Liverpool get the job done, and I think that's what they will take away from this. They weren't at their best, and let's face it, you're not going to be at your best throughout the entirety of 38 games in a season. You are going to have to grind out some of these victories like they did tonight, and fair play to the Reds for that. Liverpool get the job done, and I think that's what they'll take away from this more than anything. I think they'll take away the fact that they could actually win this game by not being at their best, by being stuck in second gear. It won't happen every week. This is not sustainable. I'm not expecting it to happen against Bologna. I'm not expecting it to happen next week in the Premier League. I am expecting the performance to be raised. I'm expecting the bar to be raised, and I'm expecting for Liverpool to go back to how we played in previous weeks against the likes of Manchester United, against the likes of your Bournemouths and your Brentfords and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I'm happy with the result. The performance, though, left a lot to be desired. But the 3 points tonight, I guess, is all that matters. But yes, there are some deeply concerning moments for the Reds in terms of maybe individual players that just aren't quite hitting the mark right now, that I think Arne Slot does need to take a look at. And one thing I will say as well, just before we're out, Mo Salah had a shocking game tonight. I don't think there's any two ways about it. The penalty masks his performance, and I get that. But at the same time, he was absolutely poor tonight. Why didn't Chiesa come on? That's my one question tonight. Where was Federico Chiesa? You've bought him. He's there for a reason. He's there to be the backup to Mohammed Salah. Why didn't Chiesa make a substitute appearance tonight? That's my one question, my one concern with Arne Slot tonight. Where was Chiesa? The 3 points is all that matters, though. I'm really glad about that. Liverpool win by 2-1 away from home at Molineux against Wolverhampton Wanderers, heaping more pressure onto Gary O'Neill. But Liverpool are sat top of the Premier League tonight and are looking mighty fine on top of England's top-tier division. These have just been the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of the Liverpool game tonight? What do you make of Liverpool's 2-1 win over Wolves? What do you make of the performance, the players, and everything else in between? I'd love to know what you guys are thinking and feeling. Your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, will make for great interest in reading, I'm sure, down below. So please do get involved down below. Would love to hear what you have to say on this particular topic. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things are always and probably greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another instant match reaction to Liverpool's 2-1 victory over Wolves tonight. Get in, you Reds. 3 points on the board and top of the table. We'll love to see it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate all your love and support. Awesome and amazing and appreciated as always. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. I will see you and speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. Speak to you all again very, very soon.